Hi, friends. My name's Ruel Gaviola, and this is the monthly gaming wrap up. I record this live on Twitch under the Chits and Chats show. This is a monthly segment where I talk about the games that I played last month and also talk about the games that you played last month. Today's show is sponsored by Brotherwise Games. I want to thank them for that. And let's get to the games right now that I played, starting with I only played 8 games in the month of December, by the way, because it was the holidays and just busy, busy time with the holidays and whatnot. But had a great month of gaming. I'm going to start things off with number 8, Christmas Lights, a card game. This was sent over to me by 25th Century Games. And in Christmas Lights, this card game, it has a couple of elements here, and it's basically a string of Christmas lights, right? They have different missions, or what is it called, scenarios that you can do. Now, there are actually like 13 games in this little box of cards, and I'm doing the solo version here. This solo game, you're basically trying to get all the different lights into your string here to match the ones on the mission, right? So you can see there on the left side, I have those 5 lights there. I draw a card, and I play it if I can. If I don't, then I have to discard one. And there are broken lights. If you get a broken light, you lose one of your timers, and that's represented by the character cards. If you get to Santa, if Santa arrives before you put up all your lights, then you lose the game, right? So you want to get all the lights. I thought it was a cute little game. Now, it's not even the main game. I didn't play the main game because it was the holidays, it was crazy times, and I wasn't able to, get the game to the table. So I just soloed it. I thought the solo game was fine. It wasn't anything too, I don't know. I like nothing that turned the world upside down for me or anything. It was fine. But the other games I have not played yet, so I still have this ready to go. Obviously, it's a perfect Christmas theme game, and we'll see. I'm gonna keep it and see what other games I can play. Again, you start with a one base game, and then you have 12 other games in a secondary rule book. And I pulled this solo game from it. There's actually, I think, 2 solo games. This was the first one, and then the other ones are all multiplayer. So that is Christmas Lights, a card game. All right. Let us move on to number 7. And by the way, folks, as I'm sharing this, I am doing this live, and we've got our Twitch audience and also Facebook audience. So if you want to ever watch the show, catch the show, be sure to click on the description and find out when and where I stream. Okay, number 7 for the month of December 2024 is LCR. What is LCR? I'm glad you asked, Ruel. LCR is left, center, right. And this is a really simple, and I'm going to hear this. I know I'm going to hear this. People are going to say, is this really a game or is this an activity? You know what? I don't care. It's fun. It is fun. It's silly. Basically, you have 3 6-sided dice, and left, center, or right. The dice have an L for left, a C for center, or okay, in this case, we have a fancier version here from Spin Master Games that actually says left, center, or right. So you roll the dice, all 3 at once. Everyone has some chips in front of them, and if you roll something that says left, you're going to pass a chip to your player on your left. It says right, right. There's a reroll, I believe, and then there's a steal from anyone, and there's a pass. You just keep going. You take one roll, you do the thing, and then you pass the next person. They do the thing. The game ends when one person has 1 chip remaining. Because there's also on the die, I forgot to mention, I think it's this one, the $sign, but in LCR, it'd be the C for center. You put that into the center, the chip, and that's out of the game. And then you keep going until one person has 1 chip left, and that is the game winner right there. So it's funny because even when you're out, you get knocked out, you're still in because you're still sitting there. And if someone rolls your side, like maybe you have no chips, they roll an L, the person on your right has to give you a chip. So you're back in it. It's silly fun, folks. And we played it on Christmas. I loved it. And I loved it for more reasons than the reason that I'm about to give. I won the big jackpot. We all pitched in a dollar, and the person who won the game took all the dollars. So you are looking at the reigning, defending LCR champion of the Gaviola household. That's LCR, my number 7 game for the month of December 2024. moving right along, let's go on to number 6. This is a classic game. I call it a modern classic. Number 6 is Kingdomino. Yay, Kingdomino. I love this game. Bruno Cathala, I think a masterpiece of a game. And here, I found a solo variant on BGG and played it here on stream, on camera. You can find that. The link is below. And you can follow and play along with this challenge. I forgot what my score was. It wasn't very good, but you can try to beat my score. And if you want to, join our Discord community. We set up a bunch of solo challenges. This was the latest one. And in Kingdomino, you place your king on one of those dominoes, add it to your kingdom. You're trying to get similar terrains together and those crowns as well, because the terrain times a crown is your point, okay? Or your points. So if I had 3 yellows with 2 crowns on them, like I do right there, that's 6 points. And you go and go until I think it's a 5x5 grid, but in this case, the solo version, I'm doing 7x7. What's really neat about the solo version is, depending on which tile you take, that's going to limit you on what tile you can take the next round. So I think it's like the first 2 tiles you can select from the first next 2. If you pick the final tile, the 4th one, then I think you can only pick, or you can take any one. I forget. It limits you. Check out the video, folks. I taught you how to play it there. I need to watch my own video and remember how to play it. Okay. Had to take a sip of water as I'm hydrating. Be sure to stay hydrated, folks. So, Kingdomino, a fantastic game. And I love the fact that we have an easy to manage solo version as well. It actually does capture the feeling of the multiplayer game because, you know, you can only take certain tiles. Normally it's blocked by other players. In this case, you block yourself by taking, you know, certain tiles, and that limits your selection. Okay, that was number 6, Kingdomino. Number 5 is a recent favorite of mine, and it still holds true. I mean, it's a banger. Number 5 is Dice Miner. Dice Miner is a wonderful dice chucking game, and oh my gosh, Michelle and I love this one instantly. Played it a bunch. I brought it to Dice Tower West a couple of years ago, introduced it to a bunch of folks as well, and then finally got to introduce it to Becca over on Good Morning Society. She loved it as well. In Dice Miner, you're playing as dwarves, delving into the mountain as you do as dwarves, and you take the dice out, and you can only take the dice that are totally like exposed, like no sides, not covered by anything, basically from the side of the mountain. And then you take the die, you can put it in front of you, and different dice give you different points, different abilities. And the one thing that's a lot of fun, dwarves enjoy the party. So if you have a beer die, you can roll the beer and say cheers. You give that to your opponent, and that's when you can break the rule of a die, which die you can take. So if we say cheers, I give you the beer die, I roll it, it goes to you, and then I take a die from the mountain that could be stacked on top of each other by someone else or other dice rather than just the one on top. So that's one way to break it, and I get 2 of those dice. So it's really fun. I like it multiplayer. I actually love it 2 players because by the 3rd round, you're rolling like seriously like 2 fistfuls of dice. It's awesome. It is so much fun. So check that out, folks. If you haven't already, Dice Miner, it's so good. It's only like a 20-25 minute game. They do have a solo version as well. Changes things up, makes it more of like a puzzle. But I love it at 2. 3 and 4 is not bad either. It's a quick game. You have the different dice that you can score, whether it's like ascending order 1 through 5, or the gold. Whoever has the most gold gets those points plus double. And then you have like the magic dice that allow you to reroll. And then of course you have the dragons and the rocks that come in and give you negative points unless you have a shield or a pickaxe. Anyways, it is fantastic, folks. Be sure to check that out. That's my number 5 game that I played in December 2024, Dice Miner. By the way, I am recording this live on Twitch and Facebook. Want to shout out everyone that's coming in. Slivers is here. James B. Travis, we said to. Hi, Amanda Panda is in the house as well. Time Roller and all our friends. We really appreciate you. I really appreciate you hanging out here today. Let's move on to number 4. Now, number 4, I wasn't sure how to share this one, but I did find a how to play video, because my number 4 game is Machi Koro Legacy. As you know, Legacy games, you'll want to get into spoilers. At least I don't want to. And I played this for the first time. I had a copy just sitting on my shelf of opportunity for a while. My buddy Oscar, I asked him if he wanted to play it because he loves Legacy games. I said, yeah. So we started it last month. And we've we played it again. We met again yesterday, actually. I'm recording this on a Monday. We were met up yesterday on Sunday. We've knocked out 6 games so far of what we believe is going to be a 10-game campaign. So Machi Koro Legacy is just Machi Koro, folks. You are rolling dice to get resources, to build your buildings. It's a race to build your 3 landmarks, is it? Or your 3, yeah, those 3 there on your board. And then the 4th one, which is a public landmark. Whoever does that first wins the game. I can tell you this. If you like Machi Koro, you're going to love Legacy. You're just playing Machi Koro every game, but like any other Legacy games, it adds stuff. It takes stuff away. And the stuff I can talk about, the things that it adds, I think are so wonderful. I think they're awesome. The way they've added these things that it's still Machi Koro at its heart. So if you don't like Machi Koro, I don't think this will change your mind on it. But if you like Machi Koro, even a little bit, you're going to love Legacy. Because I'm loving the experience right now. My buddy Oscar is a fan. We're having a good time with it. It's a fun little narrative as well in the campaign. They're just showing you some of the really basics here in this how to play video from the rules girl. So nothing's being spoiled at this point. Like when you open the box, you see that you get these player boards and you have the market, the establishments. And then as you go, we are 6 games in. We're really enjoying it. 4 more. And it's cool because we've been able to knock out 3 games a session every like 2.5 hours or so. The games are so quick. And if you like Machi Koro, you're going to love it, folks. Okay, hydration break is over. Let's move on to number 3. Oh, yeah. Okay. Top 3 games for my month of December. And then we're going to talk about the games that you enjoyed in December as well. My number 3 is Pollen. The one and only Dr. Rainer Knizia. I had to have a game here. I think I play a game by him every month of the year. I want to say I do. I don't know. If not in real life, then I'll play like Lost Cities on Board Game Arena digitally. But Pollen, I was really happy to get this game because one of my all-time favorite game by Knizia is Samurai. And I'd heard about Samurai, the card game, for years, but I could never find it for sale or for sale at a reasonable price. And then I learned that 25th Century Game, they straight took it and rethemed it into Pollen. So I'm playing Samurai, the card game now. And as you can see, it's more of like a tile laying game. It's not really cards. And so the original Samurai, area control, tile laying, just fantastic. You can check out videos that I played before. I also played with Jake at the Good Time Society. I love that game. So this takes the basic premise of Samurai, and instead of like this board of Japan, and you're trying to capture the different elements, this turns into tiles, and you'll notice there, each tile has like a bug on it, and the different colors match up. And when you match up the colors, you don't have to match up the colors, but you want to, because then you'll have more of the same. You'll be able to score because it's the area majority part of it, right? So if I have 5, yellows and you only have 3, then I'm going to win whatever's in the middle. And in the middle are these really beautiful acrylic tiles. I should say, you know what? Now I think about it, I do have the deluxe edition, and I think the original is cardboard. But anyways, you're trying to capture the things in the middle because they're I think it's like either a butterfly, an insect, and there's a third one as well. What is that? Butterfly, insect, and a bee. So you go through the game, and you play until either all the cards are out or all the pieces are out. Then you stop, and then you check who has the majorities in 2 of the 3. If you have majorities in 2 of the 3, you just automatically win. And by the way, this is Board Game with Kona Cat. I just ran across this video, so shout out to Kona Cat for having this out there. I've never seen her channel before, so be sure to check her out. Links below, folks. Pollen, you're trying to get 2 of the 3. Now, if you don't get 2 of the 3 majority straight up, then you go to a bunch of tiebreakers. Just like in Samurai, it's area majority, area control, and I loved it. I thought it was terrific. It was puzzly, but like other Knizia games, it didn't take too many. It wasn't like a lot of rules overhead. You could get to the table really quickly, and I really enjoyed it. Is it as good as Samurai? Nah, I don't think so. But it is beautiful. If you're not into like feudal Japan war themes, this may be for you. I mean, it's no less like interactive than Samurai, but I don't know what it. I like Samurai better. I just like the element, the way the tiles are done in Samurai better. But Pollen's a terrific game, and that's why it's my number 3 for the month, folks. Pollen from Reiner Knizia. That is my number 3 game for December 2024. Okay, let's move on. I got 2 more games to talk about. Wow. I only played 8 games. I played several of these several times. It's not like I just played 8 games, that's it. So I felt like a lot of games, just not, they're all the same basically. And it's the holidays, you play what you can. Okay, let's move on. My number 2 game is 52 Realms Adventures. Wow, I was so blown away by this one. This is from Postmark Games. This is a print and play game. So I printed this. I sent this out to Office Depot to print so I can get color. I just have a black and white laser at my house. So I got the printed color. I laminated it. You don't even have to laminate, honestly. I was just assuming you'd write on it, but you don't. You get your own cubes and track your health. What this is, friends, is a dungeon crawler using a standard deck of cards. 52 card deck. Almost everyone has one in their house somewhere. I'm using the one by Beth Sobel that she put out a few years ago. It's a beautiful deck of cards. And what you do, shuffle the cards, and then you're going to draw cards for your weapons. And as you can see, there's actually 2 sheets of paper there. One's a dungeon, and one's your character. You slide your character under the dungeon, and your character, there's a bunch of different ones, have different powers, abilities, and you just draw at the start of the game, whatever like suit and number it is, it'll tell you what it is on the character sheet. And then the same thing for the monster that you're battling, or the big boss that you're battling. And it's got all the elements of dungeon crawl. It's so brilliant. And folks, it was $5 US, or maybe like $5.50 US, worth every penny. Postmark Games, they specialize in print and play games. They did the wonderful Voyages and Koala Rescue Club. That's the roll and write by Phil Walker Harding. Praise be. Voyages was by Matthew Dunstan, I believe, who is one of the people behind the company. It's Matthew Dunstan and Rory Muldoon run this company, and this is just an awesome game. I haven't even played, so after I backed it, this was just the press demo. It was like 1 character in 1 dungeon. When you backed it for the $5 US, and you can do that now, I'll place a link in the show notes below. It's like a UK company, so whatever it is converted pounds. So you buy it, you download the PDF, and it came with, I think, 3 dungeons and 4 characters. So there's a lot of replayability. And here's the thing, folks, as they update it, this is season 1. They give you season 1 updates for free as long as you bought the original game, so $5. Now season 2, they'll probably charge an additional, but that's fine. I mean, it's such a bargain. It's so good. D-Nix here in chat saying your playthrough hooked me on that. I'm glad. I hope you, folks, more people need to play this game. It is so good. Linnaeus in the house. Hi, Linnaeus. I think it's so fantastic. And what I did, I was just using like little tokens that I had. Like you can see I had a meeple. That was like a leftover one from, I think, Imperial Settlers. But you draw a card. You're trying to get to different rooms. Each room has a specific criteria. Like you have to have a certain number of this or that. And the cards down below, you'll see that as I'm exhausting them, I'm battling with those cards. And then there's rooms where I can go to unexhaust stuff. The stuff on the side, the right, those are my character items. And I can use one. I know one of those I can exhaust, use one item and toss it. But then that resets all my fighting abilities and stuff. Then you're trying to get to the boss monster at the end of the dungeon, defeat them, and then whatever loot you've recovered as you battle other monsters, that goes on your character sheet as well. And the loot, you're trying to get the higher number cards because it's worth more. Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited about this. This is one of my favorite games of last year. And it's crazy. Well, not crazy, but it's interesting to note that this is a print and play. I don't think I've ever rated any print and play this high. It's a dice game, and I've loved a lot of print and plays, but this one just really took the cake. I think it's so fantastic. And Timer says Matthew Dunstan is so good at making simple mechanics fun. I agree, and that's what makes it so great. It's a standard deck of cards. It could be just a deck of cards you got, and I know they have them in like Dollar Tree for like $1 each. Just grab one, or just use whatever you have, and it's like I draw cards, and oh, now I have special abilities for this card. Oh, I need to fight with these cards. It's so good, folks. I can't rave about this game enough. I would call it. It was easily my number one until my actual number one came in to play, which I'm going to talk about right now. Number one, oh man, I'd heard all kinds of things about this game for years, and yeah, my number one is Rococo. The Deluxe Edition is what I played. And I want to shout out my buddy Daryl for teaching this game to me. I've heard about Rococo for years. And I always want to play it. I never got a chance to. First of all, it went out of print for a while. And then this edition of the Deluxe that's out now, you can see Rahdo playing through it. I missed out on a chance to buy it, unfortunately. But, oh, man. Linnea says, this one's on my shelf. I can't wait to play it. Haven't tried it. Yeah. Get to it, Linnea. It's so good. It is so good. You're making dresses, folks. You're trying to gather the resources needed to build those dresses, like cloth and so forth, yarn or whatever. Sorry, I don't remember all the different things that it's called. I just played this for the first time like 2 weeks ago with Daryl. He did a great job of teaching, and oh man, so good. So you have the different things you can do. You are trying to create these dresses for folks, and then they're going to go to the ball or whatever it is, wearing these dresses. It's got this the really neat like deck building thing to it, but it's not. It's like what cards you have right in your hand. You play them, you discard them, then you're going to pull some from your deck of cards, but you get to choose which ones you use. So it's like a hand management game too, but again, you're deck building as well. And then you're trying to manage all the resources you get. Oh man, this is so good. I'm gonna buy a copy of this myself. I need this. Daryl said the solo game is terrific as well, so that sold me on it that I can solo this. The production, of course, is beautiful. Eagle Griffin Games, I believe it is. Is that them? And then it's Ian O'Toole. Just the graphic design. It's a beautiful game. It lived up to all the hype and then some, folks. So yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to get my own copy of Rococo Deluxe Edition. Friends, that is it for my choices for a game of the month, or my monthly gaming wrap up. And we're not done. I used to do this as two different things, right? I would just talk about my games and then we'd stop. But we're going to continue. We're going to talk about your games as well. So I'll take a hydration break. Move right along to the next game here on the board, on the table here. D-Nix played Rebel Princess, Istanbul, and Seas of Havoc, or at least those are the three they highlighted. I want to talk about this one right here. One of my all-time favorites. It's been a while since I played. D-Nix, I'm glad you brought it up because I want to play this again, Istanbul. It's been too long since I played Istanbul. This is a great pick up and deliver game. I think what I love about it most is the simplicity, yet again, it's elegant, right? I mean, I don't want to overuse that word, but it really is. On your turn, you just pick up your piece, move it along, and then you're going to do the action that you do, go on the space there, and you're trying to get all your is it workers or helpers? I think they're assistants, right? And what's neat is you're going to pick those up as well as you move around the board. It's really clever. And I really enjoy Istanbul. The last time I played it, I did the solo variant that was found on BGG. So check that out, folks. If you have a copy of Istanbul, check out the solo variant. It's super easy. You get I think it's 15 or 16 turns to score as many points as you want. So yeah, as you go along there, you're going to grab, you get different resources, and you're trying to get gems, gems on different spots. It's so good. So good. Linnaeus is talking to me. Again, we do this live on Twitch, folks. Linnaeus says, not sure where we were posting them, but my game of the month for December was definitely Quiet House. Got to play it at first look at PAX, and it's super neat and fun. Also, Babel, same deal. Is such a clever game. Okay, Babel and Quiet House, folks. I've not played them. I need to play that as well. I'd love to play those. I've heard about Quiet House. I've been hearing a lot of early like buzz on that. B. Travis says Steam has a great version of Istanbul. You know, I don't know if I have it. Do I have that? I need to check that out. Yeah. Oh man, I think I might have it. But anyways, it's on my digital shelf of opportunity. But Istanbul, folks, terrific game. And I was, I just got a copy of the new version of Yokohama. Yokohama, I feel, is almost like the next step of Istanbul. It has a similar like pick up and deliver style worker placement involved with that one. This one is just, I would just say strictly pick up and deliver, whereas Yokohama next level pick up and deliver, but with some added elements of worker placement. Both great games, and I feel like they sort of like hand in hand go well with each other. So thank you for that. That was the choice of Dark Satanica. Or no, D-Nix. Thank you. Dark Satanica, I was just talking about because they've got the next game here. They did... No, they didn't do Flip 7. Who did Flip 7? James Brazil did Flip 7. Sorry, Dark Satanica. We'll get back to you in a second. Flip 7 has been a huge hit. Huge hit with my family and friends. There's Lincoln and folks over at BGG playing Flip 7. It's blackjack for gamers. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a deck of cards numbered 0 through 12. There are 12 copies of 12, 11 copies of 11, etc., etc. A couple of action cards, and basically on your turn, you either hit or stand, just like in blackjack. If you ever hit and you get the same card, you bust. However, if you have a second chance card, you could take a second chance and not bust. You keep going, and anytime you can stop and score the points that you have. So you could stop with a 12 and 11, maybe. That's score 23. The goal of the game is to get to 200, and then whoever has the most points after that wins the game. It is fantastic. It's so good. It works with so many different folks, whether gamers and non-gamers. I brought it to Thanksgiving. People loved it. I just played with my buddy Oscar, 2 players yesterday. Loved it. He had actually bought a copy. I played it with Jake Bonds and the Good Time Society crew during our Gamesgiving. Loved it. It works, folks. Definitely check that out. It's one of those games that it's going to be easy to just keep in your bag and to make have it ready to go at any time. Linnaeus says, I played Flip 7 with Paul and Shay and others at PAX, and I had the most ridiculous run of luck. Paula tried to make me bust and ended up doubling my points. Oh yeah, there's a card, folks, that you can play. Someone has to play 3 cards in a row, no matter what, and that's a lot of times that'll cause someone to bust. Oh my gosh, Linnaeus ended up with 240 and second place at 85. Nice. AB Treep, hi. It played Flip 7 last night, bust with both 3s and 4s in consecutive ads, and that's what's so fun. It's so quick and it's so silly, but man, oh man, I love Flip 7. So good call, James. James also played a bunch of older games with his family, including Dominoes, Cribbage, Quirkle. Also played Daybreak. I'm dying to play that one. That's the new game by Matthew Leacock of Pandemic fame. And I heard that one is just fantastic. So thanks, James, for sharing what games you played. Moving right along. Let's get back to Dark Satanica, who said they played Minecraft, Builders and Biomes. Now, this is a game that I played with Michelle, and this is a few years ago. We played, this was a sponsored playthrough we did for Ravensburger, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember how to play this game. I know it's like Tile Lane, but it's in the Minecraft world, of course, and there it is. Okay, so so I think you're trying to build the structures, and then depending on like where things line up, if they're like all similar on your scoring card or whatever, depending on where they are, then you'll score a certain amount of points. Here, as I look at back at the this is early on in our streaming venture. Hey, there we are. Wow, the studio looked different. I had chat like right over the game board there, so that wasn't a good thing. Oh well. Okay, Dark Psychotic says, move around the grid, get cubes as currency, lay tiles and fight monsters. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Dark Psychotic. I remember enjoying this a lot, and I was excited because after we played it, I played with my niece, and at the time, she's a huge Minecraft fan. So I ended up just giving it to her because we played it. She's, oh, this is great. I was like, yeah, you got to keep this. You're a Minecraft fan. And I saw the box. I'm so happy to see this. We were over for Christmas, I saw the box in her little shelf of games. So it's like a bunch of games I gave her, and that's one of them that's still there. I was like, yes. So shout out to my niece for having good taste in games like her uncle. But yeah, Minecraft, folks, Builders and Biomes, fun game. And thanks, Dark Satanica, for sharing with us. Appreciate that. Let's move on to the next game. Let's see. Bing, what did you play this month, Bing? Bing played Codenames, Euchre, Boop, Dixit, and what I want to highlight here, Kites. Michelle and I played Kites a couple of years ago for Extra Life. This is a real-time game. You're using these timers that represent kites, and you're trying to make sure the kites don't fall down. You want to keep them in the air. You're playing cards to flip over the timers. It's so brilliant. I remember trying this in prototype form at Gen Con a few years ago. I was like, oh, this is going to be a hit. Sure enough, Floodgate, they release it, big hit. And then they have another version of it called Skyrockets, which is more for gamers. It's got more things going on, different conditions. I think I actually prefer Kites. It's beauty in its simplicity. And as you can see here, Michelle and I lost. And it's just a lot of fun. We can play it too. I think it plays up to 5 or 6. And I really enjoy this one. Timer has Skyrockets. Yes. I have played Kites a lot more than Skyrockets, so I do want to give Skyrockets another shot. I still have my copy of Skyrockets too. In fact, I might have put both copies together. Now I think about it. Anyways, Kites, terrific family game. It's a real-time thing, so if you're not really into real-time games, may not be for you. I like the pressure of real-time games sometimes. I've noticed that as I move on in my gaming career, I don't always like the real-time pressure, but it's fun nonetheless. That is Kites from Floodgate Games. Thanks, Bing, for sharing that. Next up is from my buddy Jeff. I actually know Jeff in real life. Jeff shared a bunch of games. Now, his favorite of the month is a game I've not played yet. Okay, and this is Evacuation. I've not played Evacuation, folks. The Evacuation is the game that I know Becca and I talked about, and actually Rahdo and I might have talked about it on the R&R Show. We were all really excited. This game from Vladimir Suchi, well-known designer through the ages, and some big games. Also, some fun games like what's that game? He Pulsar 2849. That's the one I love. I think Pulsar 2849 is so underrated. He also did Underwater Cities. I know a lot of people were a fan of that. And Last Will, Prodigal's Club, and Woodcraft as well. But I love Pulsar 2849. Hey, there's me winning the Kites trophy. We're talking about Kites. I won the trophy. Thanks, Michelle. So, yeah, Vladimir Suchi, that Evacuation, I want to check out because of the name alone. It's a sci-fi game, and I believe it's a pick up and deliver game. And you're trying to get away from, I think your planet, the Earth is like, succumbing to the, sun going out or something like that. So, Linnea says, I just picked that Kites videos just show off. Yeah, I always try to pick videos where I win. Not really. That just happened to work out like that. But so anyways, Jeff's favorite was Evacuation. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff also played a bunch of other stuff, such as Junk Drawer, Thunder Road Vendetta, Architects of West Kingdom. I wanted to highlight Let's Go to Japan because I love this. This is one of my favorite games of 2024, and I feel like it's gone under the radar a bit just because of the timing of the game. So I played this in 2023 or 2022, and then by the time it came out, its official release date was last year, 2024. And I just felt like it got sort of overlooked a little bit. But I hope people go back to this or just find it because it is a brilliant tableau builder. Josh Wood, the designer of this, also designed one of my other favorite tableau builder games, Santa Monica. This one's a lot more involved, but it's not like a heavy game, but it's like a mid game. But it's a beautifully themed game of planning a trip to Japan. And I've told the backstory before where Josh was planning on going there with his partner, but the pandemic happened. So instead of planning a trip to Japan, he made a game about planning a trip to Japan, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is a tableau builder. You're trying to get the most efficient and most fun trip to Japan as you build your tableau, drafting cards and playing them, managing your resources, right? You got to have money. You have to have tickets, to the train to travel between Japan and Kyoto. Absolutely brilliant game. I'm glad Jeff played it because it's great. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing. Let's move on. Buck Savage played a bunch of games as well, including Terraform Mars, Sagrada, Can't Stop, Far Away Quicks, a bunch of my favorites. And I wanted to highlight this one here. Where is it? Here, Gnar. Knarr. Gnar. A Viking game. I feel like because it's a Viking game, you got to say Gnar. But Gnar is another tableau builder, but it's got some engine building elements to it, and it's a race. I love this game. So does D-Nix. Thank you, D-Nix. And High Tech 2674, thanks for joining us. Folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for joining me. This is done live on Twitch, where I take a monthly look at the games I play and the games that you play every month. Just sort of highlight them and talk about them. Folks in chat have their comments as well, so join us next time. This one here, Gnar, I'm playing the solo variant I found on BGG, and it works well. All you need is a 6-sided die. You take your turn as normal, do the 6-sided die, roll it, and then you're just going to take out cards. It's like, so the same cards aren't always available. It's so good. It is so good, folks. In Gnar, I've talked about this before. I feel like Pandasaurus, whoever's looking at, picking up their games for them, they've got a great eye. So they picked up Pixies. Excuse me. They picked up Sea Salt and Paper. They picked up Gnar. They picked up Castle Combo. Far Away. These are just bangers. They should just start. Pandasaurus, I'm going to give you Arena if you're watching. This is an idea I'm giving for you. You should come out with the Pandasaurus backpack. The backpack of games. Because you could fit like 10 games that you all produce in a backpack to go. And they're fantastic. I love Gnar is one of my favorites. So in Gnar, you're hiring Vikings to go on these expeditions, and I like it because it's not like typical we're gonna go fight. No, you're going out to trade with other lands, other destinations, and you're doing that through hand management, and also engine building. And you get your cards, your scoring points, you're getting resources, but it's a race to 40. So you want to get that engine rolling as fast as you can. And then you have an option. You're either going to play Viking, or you can turn in Vikings or recruits to get destinations. And those are going to give you more points, more resources, and whatnot. It's a really cool balance. I love it. I love playing it solo as well. This works well. So that was a game from, who was this? Buck Savage. Thank you so much for sharing. Folks, if you'd like to share your games next month, be sure to join our Discord. The link is down below. Time Lord, thank you for sharing the Discord link in chat. We got one more game from Mo that we're going to talk about. Mo, thank you for sharing this. I had no idea this game existed. This is a game called Tamashii. So, Tamashii, I believe it's based on a video game. Is that, maybe I'm incorrect on that. But it's a cyberpunk adventure board game. Excuse me. Shout out to Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop. He does great solo videos. So, as you can see there, he's soloing this game. I'm just looking at the BGG page right now. It says players try to achieve their goals on a modular city map, find new locations, fight against enemies, and search for info and tiles needed to win the game. So you got some deck building or bag building, dice rolling, grid movement, action points, different scenarios. And what's really neat is the second part of the game takes place on a virtual map. So you try to hack your opponents, unlock special bonuses and whatnot. Mo says, yeah, it's interesting. There's a puzzle mechanic to do something. Okay, see, I like that. Like the puzzle mechanic, that intrigues me. It reminds me of a game that I'm going to bring to the table real soon, Tidal Blades 2. Because I don't know if it's really even called a puzzle mechanic, but in order to it takes this really cool thing where you're trying to set up your action selection board. And it is sort of a puzzly. I don't know if it's like this, but it's got that similar, hey, you don't just move and fight. You puzzle stuff out to give yourself optimal way to do those actions. At least that's Tidal Blades 2. In this game here, again, I'm not familiar with it, but it does seem like you have ways to do it. And Mo says, oh yeah, there's a puzzle mechanic to do stuff. So that's really neat. I like stuff like that where they take typical, hey, yeah, you're gonna hack, slash, and move, but it's not just by rolling a die or pulling a card. You're gonna puzzle it out. So that's really neat. Mo, thank you so much for sharing. Folks, I think that's going to do it for now. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Brotherwise Games for sponsoring this segment of the Chits and Chat show. I do this every Monday, live 10 a.m. Pacific, and this is our monthly gaming wrap-up. Let me know what games you played this past month in the comments below, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.